Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast, which is going to feature a whole lot more in the way of sunshine and also a bit more June-like temperatures after our coolest June day in 18 years. Yesterday, we only got up to 58 degrees and it made it our coolest June day since June 18th of 2004. But today, a little bit of a different picture out there, although we still do have a few patchy clouds in a few spots. This is the beautiful view from Lookout Mountain, where you can notice those green skies are really starting to build on up. The green landscape really starting to develop here. That recent rain and snow is certainly helping on out with that green up there in the foothills. Now, for your day ahead, it looks overall absolutely beautiful. We do have temperatures. It'll be a little bit on the cool side of average. We're normally right around 80 degrees this time of year, but no matter. Today looks pretty nice all in all. Tomorrow, more widespread storms. Storms will be a bit more widespread for us here along the Front Range, but especially east of Denver. I'll get into more details on that in just a second. And temperatures remain generally on the seasonal side for the early part of June for the next few days. But for today, as I mentioned, it's going to be a little cooler than average, but I don't think too many of us will be complaining about that. Highs in the low to mid 70s for us here in Denver. It's mainly sunny, though we do have the chance for an isolated storm mainly south of town, and it's probably going to be mainly after dark tonight when we have that chance for a storm. So for most of us, it's a beautiful day. It's pretty nice. Get outside and enjoy. We had a couple of cool, rainy, dreary days here along the Front Range, as I probably don't have to tell you. So get outside, enjoy that happy hour, that evening stroll, that, I don't have to tell you. You fill in the blank, but I would say it's a great evening to be outside. Highs 74 Brighton, 74 Platteville. A few of us do top the mid 70s, 75 Fort Collins and Longmont, and a little further south where we do have a bit more cloud cover, and it'll be a tad cooler with highs right around 70 in Castle Rock and along the Palmer Divide. HD Doppler radar showing some clouds still stuck for us along and south of the Palmer Divide. That is where we have a bit more moisture, and as a result, that's where we have the better chance for seeing an isolated storm later on this afternoon and this evening. So let's kind of push things ahead and show you what it looks like around 8 o'clock tonight, where we do have in El Paso County and Teller County, we do have the chance for a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder. I don't think we're talking about much in the way of severe weather in those areas, but we do have some showers and some storms around. Again, along and south of the Palmer Divide. I think the Denver area will mainly stay dry. Can't rule out a shower or storm, especially for friends in Castle Rock on south. But again, most of us stay dry. And then tomorrow morning, maybe a stray shower east of Denver. Most of us wake up on the dry side and on the clear side. Now, closer look in here at the Front Range. As I mentioned, I think it's Douglas County on south where we have the best chance of seeing a shower or storm tonight. Most of us, I would say 95% of us, are dry through the evening. I would not plan around any of those evening showers or storms. Even there along the Palmer Divide, those will be isolated even out that way. So most of us staying on the dry side. We'll wake up to sunny skies as we get going on your Friday morning, June the 3rd, looking absolutely gorgeous for your first Friday of the month of June, at least to start things off. Later on during the day, we do see some perhaps stronger storms develop and also a bit more widespread storms for your day tomorrow. You do have a marginal, that dark green shading, that is a level 1 risk if you're doing a 0 to 5 scale in terms of that possibility for severe storms. Damaging winds and large hail are main threats, but I think in the Denver area, I think that threat's going to be fairly limited. The best chance of seeing some of the stronger storms will be from Fort Morgan and Lyman and points east of those two locations. So let's kind of zip ahead here on the forecast and show you what it looks like for tomorrow. I think here in the Denver area, those storms will probably be a little earlier than what we're used to. So maybe between, say, 11:30 and 2:30 is when we'll see those storms move their way through the Front Range. Better chance for some stronger storms south and east of Denver, but by the time we get to about 4, 5, 6 o'clock, those storms get pretty nasty out there on the eastern plains. So again, Fort Morgan, Lyman on east. Tomorrow is what I would call a garage day. Good idea of the car in the garage or the carport if you have access to one, just because we're going to be looking at that threat for some of that large hail. I think the Denver area, I don't think we're talking about a garage day tomorrow. Probably always a good idea to have the car inside the garage or the carport just in case, but it doesn't look like a big hail threat for us here in the Denver area. I'm not too worried about tomorrow in terms of that threat for severe weather in the Denver area. It might be a little different next week, but I think for the near term, I think that severe threat is fairly limited for us along the Front Range. Now, taking a look at the drought monitor, I kind of want to show you this because we have seen some improvements on the drought monitor map. That is thanks to a lot of that recent rain and snow that has put a dent into the drought. And for the first time since late November, we do have a patch of drought-free zone in far northern Colorado. And again, that is thanks to all that recent beneficial moisture that has moved its way on through. Note with this map, this does not include all the rain and all the snow that we picked up on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. This runs through Tuesday evening, so about 6, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. So again, this does not take into account most of the rain and snow that we picked up Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Now this does include all the snow that we picked up recently. Colorado's statewide snowpack is back above 100% of its season-to-date average. That's a pretty significant thing to be talking about, considering that we're basically entirely melted out with that snowpack in southern and western Colorado. So the San Juans, the Sangre de Cristos, basically entirely melted out at this point. But we picked up so much snow recently that the central and northern mountains mostly well above 100% of their early June average. So pretty impressive stuff up that way. Now back over to tomorrow's forecast. Kind of want to touch on some of that stuff just with a bit of context with all that recent rain and snow. For your day tomorrow, we're going to be right around 80 degrees for us here in Denver. This is very seasonal. This is very typical for this time of year. Very June-like forecast for your day tomorrow. High around 80. Scattered showers and storms. I think in Denver, between about 12 and 3 will be your main time window for some of the storms. Maybe 1 or 2 of those in the western foothills, closer to 11 to 1 o'clock or so tomorrow. So again, a bit earlier with that time frame for your day tomorrow. Otherwise, it's partly cloudy. And then those storms in the Denver area should be done by about 3, 4 o'clock. So that I would bump up that storm that I put in there. I'd make it between about 1 and 3 when we have those storms around here in the Denver area. I think by 5 o'clock, those happy hour plans tomorrow should be A-OK. East of town, though, better chance at some of those stronger storms. Now, 7-day forecast. We do have a very kind of June-like forecast over the next few days. Saturday and Sunday, isolated storms. I think tomorrow we'll have the best chance of the next 3 days for seeing a storm. Pretty isolated stuff Saturday and Sunday. Well, some around, but nothing too crazy here in the Denver area. I think, again, for Saturday and Sunday, better chance east of Denver. So for our friends from Fort Morgan, Lyman on East, better chance out that way. Early to mid next week looks pretty interesting. I do think we're going to see a pretty stormy pattern set on up early to mid next week. Maybe not quite as stormy as what we just saw, but we do have the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms starting on Monday and probably lasting through the middle to end part of next week. So we'll keep you posted on that. We'll have to fine tune those details as we get a bit closer to it. But in the meantime, your forecast a bit more seasonable for us for the first week of the month of June compared to what we just saw. Of course, back yesterday and the day before, we were topping out only in the 50s, which is very unusual for late May, early June. Now we're topping out right around 80 degrees, which is where we should be for this time of year, with the best chance for storms over the next few days coming for your day tomorrow. And then on Saturday and Sunday, pretty isolated stuff, and then more storms early to mid next week. Hopefully that sums it up for you. If not, Chief Meteorologist, I should say actually, Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin is off today, so it's actually Meteorologist Danielle Grant who will be in at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 tonight and tomorrow on the 9 News family of networks. In the meantime, I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi here on 9 News Plus. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your Thursday.